Now there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a fun live stream on the Great Indian Points and Miles show. काफी टाइम हो गया आप लोग के साथ चर्चा करके on a live stream, and today I think is the perfect occasion. We thought that Amex released some incredible partners today. Well, the partners are already there. It's just a function of the ratios, and you never ever thought 5:4 would bring such good news to your hearts. When 2:1 moves to 5:4, that just appeals to credit card geeks. And I don't know why I regret saying this. मैंने पिछले पॉडकास्ट में बोल दिया था कि सब लोग धीमन को आदरणीय धीमन जी बोलते हैं, but सब मेरे को आदिल बोलते हैं. Nobody calls. तो ये क्यों? And there you see, from that time, people have started calling me Adil ji. Yeah, that was just playing with Dhiman. The intent was not to do that. And certain people in Discord have definitely tried to add that pretext on a very regular basis. Yeah, they go. Rahul Chaudhary is another example. This guy keeps messing around on a regular basis with stuff like this. But again, very happy to see all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's welcome some of you. Mihir, good to see you. Yaar, Adil ji ko bola. Adil is fine. There you go. MJ Gala, good to see you. Sid Khanna, good to see you. Sid. Iknoor, hi, good to see you. Iknoor. Nehal, you got the Platt Reserve card recently with 8K referral points. There you go. There you go. London की ticket मिल गई यार आपको already. और क्या चाहिए? Like, how awesome is that, right? थोड़े taxes भरने पड़ेंगे, but why not? आदिल जी सूट करता है, नहीं सूट करता यार. आदिल ठीक है, उससे ज्यादा कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. But welcome Shriya, good to see you. Jinay, good to see you, man. It's been long, we haven't met. Jinay is a friend. He's come to Miles Ahead before. A very good and contributing member of Discord. He's done some epic redemptions and he keeps sharing them. So again, good to see. Big hello Rohit, good to see you. Dr. Amar, how are you doing? Really good to see you, Doctor. So this Dr. Amar, is a very kind man. Whenever he comes to Bangalore, he sends dessert for me. I always remember and thank him for that. So thank you. Mahesh, see you at Quorum. Indeed, it's coming sooner than we expected, Mahesh. It's happening this weekend, isn't it? On Saturday. So Mahesh is referring to Miles Ahead, and we're doing it at Quorum at Lower Parel. Looking forward to seeing you there, Mahesh. Teerth, hi, kaise ho? Kya haal hai? DJ, good to see you, man. Adil says hello to Adil. Good to see you, Adil. Ishan, kaise ho? So everyone, we'll keep welcoming you. We are broadcasting live today on YouTube, but also Twitter. So I see that we are close to 500 people already tuned into the live stream. So it's a good time to start. My partner in crime, our Adarniya Dhimanji, looks like he is having technical difficulties. But while he turns his camera on and comes back, let me give you a download. But so what happened today is American Express sent out an email to all its cardholders saying that two major changes have happened. One, Virgin transfer ratios have changed from 2:1 to 5:4. And secondly, Hilton Honors transfer ratios have changed. Hilton Honors used to transfer 1:0.9, right? But now they change it to 1:1.5, which means if you have 100,000 points, earlier there used to be 90,000 in Hilton. Now they'll become 150,000 in Hilton. So I was just trying to look up some incredible properties, particularly a couple that, if you think about wild redemptions in life, ki kuch सही में बड़ा करना है, एकदम आलीशान करना है, तो एक ये ख्वाब है कि किसी दिन बोरा बोरा आइलैंड जाएंगे। तो वहां पे देयर इज कॉनराड बोरा बोरा नुई व्हिच इज अ ब्यूटीफुल प्रॉपर्टी। I think this just made it so much more achievable. But India, maybe, I think there are stellar redemptions that one can do and unlock via Dhiman. It looks like Adarniya Dhiman ji is back. Dhiman ji, all sorted.
Yeah, electricity went down at the last moment. What timing?
चलो ठीक है. But you see, we are talking about, like Varun said, Waldorf Astoria Maldives with Hilton. Indeed, Varun, have you done the research? Like, how many points is it? And a lot of people and points wallahs will ask you, is Waldorf Astoria all inclusive? Right? If it is not all inclusive, that might be a question mark. But still, even on points, like how many points? That's the question. So do take a look. Let us know. Again, that'd be a fantastic redemption to do. Any kind of redemption. So all of you who've joined in, all 500 of you who are tuning in via YouTube or Twitter, please put your questions as a comment on YouTube or as a reply to our tweets on Twitter. You can reply to my handle, which is Adil, Demon's handle, which is Demon10, or it could be Great Indian Miles. And once you reply, it comes in here and we can feature it right here. Like, for example, like this. We are able to feature comments. Happy to take your comments, happy to answer. Today, it's all going to be about Q&A. Changes तो बहुत simple है, आपको पता है. I have one or two questions for Dhiman that I will ask on behalf of all of us. We will get those questions answered. And then please bring as many questions as possible. We will go deep into the night, nerding out over Amex points and miles. And we will try and answer all those questions. So, Dhiman, here's the rundown. कुछ दिनों पहले ऐसा हुआ कि Amex said platinum travel, big changes coming there. They replaced the Amex points with Taj vouchers. And none of us saw those changes or saw reason of why they were making these changes. They made those changes because they wanted to protect their points. And now they come up with a banger saying that these are two incredible ratios that can solve not only for your London travels, but for your Japan travels, and opens up a completely different canvas on Virgin. And then Hilton, now I think Bondway will finally have competition. So इसके बारे में क्या ख्याल है बताओ, and let's get your 2 cents both on the platinum travel, the platinum charge, and the platinum reserve. And who are the people who should keep this? Who are the people who should get this? I know it's a loaded question. आप शुरू करो and we'll keep asking you questions.
Yeah, I think first of all, while it sounds like a plot twist and a full plot of suspense, mystery, thriller, but and especially when Adil you make it sound like that all the time, people will agree with me. But honestly, the way I see it is these are not interconnected in my view. In my view, these are separate instances which are appearing like one. I'll tell you why I feel that way. I feel that the Plaid travel has its own P&L to deal with, and we all know that even after the 7 lakh change in milestone, we kept telling people do not close the card, right? People said कि नहीं अभी तो बकवास कार्ड हो गया. अब लोगों को मालूम पड़ा कि बकवास कार्ड होना क्या होता है, right? Because now truly in the true sense, once the Taj voucher came in, the points actually go for the points are actually now gone, right? So in my view, that's a separate occurrence. They were trying to protect the P&L of the card, and it's a much larger play in terms of figuring out what Amex India's strategy is. I think this is my point of view. Coming to the change that happened today, I actually am now thinking twice before using my points because I think there is more coming in. And we've seen already Accor coming in other countries. So there is no reason for Amex India to not get them in India. I think it's all about a matter of chance. Also, the rumors are extremely strife that Emirates ka coming back is almost decided. It's just a matter of the ratio. I don't think it will come anything less than more than 5-2, but it will give access to Emirates. I think that's what I think. Coming to the third thing, which you spoke about specifically, the Virgin ratio. I mean, it's insane. I mean, I'm just thinking of booking a Anna flight tomorrow because there is something that is running in my head and kind of planning to do it tomorrow.
What is
So
running in your head? Batao.
yeah, so there is a redemption that I've been planning. Last year, if you guys know, I went to US in Feb, and I want to do the same sector on ANA. So last time I did it with JAL, which is basically your Tokyo to New York. So this time I'm thinking of doing Tokyo to SFO, either on the business class, the one that I didn't experience, or the first if I can. I mean, these are two things that are running in my head right now. So, want to see if I can get access to that. Uh, the other thing that I'm thinking also is that Hilton, there are the beauty of Hilton is that again the Uber opinion that I'm seeing from people is कि यार नहीं अभी भी बकवास है बहुत ही valuable नहीं Hilton points, but I think now it is time to cherry pick. And if you have been part of some of our conversations that you've done either in Miles Ahead or in some of our podcasts, there are those properties where Hilton will start fetching value for you, right? So, and again, there is no such set rule कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी कौन से टाइप की प्रॉपर्टी बट इफ यू know how to use the right tools, hunt for the right properties, I think this is going to be a fantastic time, right? So also one thing which I think if you have been sitting on a idea of booking Virgin, right? And I'm now starting to think that the 23K, the 6K redemptions are going to disappear very, very soon. So uh, go in and make your booking. One hack which I always tell people is ki jao book karo, cancellation fees are absolutely manageable. So that's what my point of view is, Adil, overall.
Cool, cool. I think somebody put it really well. I'm just going to go here, and he put on, I think, something very interesting. Go to start, and let's see. Look at this. Not a lot of people have spoken about this actually. A new sweet spot that gets unlocked is Copenhagen SAS. If you think about it, this is launching in October from Bombay, right? And because it is SkyTeam, right? Virgin should be able to book this if you think about it. And this is going to be a brand new flight. And given its inaugural season, I'm sure this will be something like a must try of sorts. So, Saurabh, great find. I think we need more people like you who can find more such discoveries and routes and share it with the rest of the world. Because once you share, then a lot more people can try it, right? Otherwise, a lot of people don't think beyond the obvious territories. So, have you looked up the mileage requirement? And what is the mileage requirement? What are the taxes? If you know, Saurabh, please do share. I think it will be very, very helpful. So, Dhiman, the obvious use case is Japan. The obvious use case is US. And on Virgin, you can also do like Bangalore, London. There's a direct upper class. And then you can also do London to pretty much anywhere. LA, SF, NYC, again, upper class. And from Bangalore to London, the sweet spot is 25K. The lowest I have seen from London to JFK or London to SFO or LAX is 43K. And I have seen agle ek saal ka calendar. But if you combine those two, right? So if you combine 43K and 25K, that's 68K. Ab 68K into hum logo kitna karna padega? It will be 1.25, right? Because it's 5:4. So 63
Correct.
into 1.25. Imagine 80,000, 79,000 points, 79,000 Amex points for a trip to US, one way, of course, but in Virgin. That is solid,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
United पे भी तो
absolutely.
90,000 लगता है. But I think Virgin is a much better product. Also, from Bangalore, I think they're starting to now fly their 787-9s, which is like the new Dreamliner aircrafts. So I think like that might be an interesting one too. If anyone's taken that lately, please do let us know in the comments. I will take more questions there.
There are three interesting things which also get unlocked, and I think not a lot of people would know this. So I am seeing a lot of Sky Team discussions happening in the chat right now. So 100% yes, the Sky Team is extremely powerful now. If you had a status mass opportunity, this is your time to lock it. Number one. Number two, not a lot of people know that Virgin also has lot of non-Sky Team partners available for booking. And I think that is another sweet spot that a lot of people can unlock now, especially partners like Anna. Anna is a Star Alliance partner. It is not a Sky Team partner. Number two. So think about it, right? And the third thing, which again, if you guys haven't seen the Virgin episode, we did a members only Virgin episode. I actually in my lunchtime today, जैसे ये news drop हुआ, मैं जाके उसका रिपीट एपिसोड देखा at 1.5x speed, obviously, because I was in office. But this is something that you guys should do if you haven't seen that episode. There are a lot of sweet spots that get unlocked, right? So these are few things I wanted to share. Status ware opportunities. If you're sitting on any idea right now, this is the time to go for it. If you have a plan coming in, man.
Yeah, I think very well said, right? Sky Team status makes so much more sense. I think 2 months pehle or something around that line, SAS Eurobonus came up with an offer where they said that if you have Air India Gold, Etihad Gold, or Emirates Gold, or some other gold memberships or platinum memberships, you can request a match to SAS Eurobonus Gold. And we created a reel and it did really well too. And a lot of people applied for that status match and got it. And because of that, what happens is people are SAS Eurobonus Gold, which gives them SkyTeam Elite Plus. So now, even when you're flying Virgin, then what happens is you get lounge access, even though you're flying economy, to yourself and a partner. So for 2 people, you get priority immigration, you get priority boarding, you get priority baggage delivery. It just elevates your experience to another level. So again, that was a fantastic offer. I'm not sure if it's still there. I think that one expired, but it's pretty amazing. I see comments that people can't hear me. Is that still true? Deeman, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you loud and clear. I think I'm not sure
Okay.
if there's any other issue.
Cool. Let's come to some questions now. Let's look at a question here. And Deeman, why don't you take this? Kapil has a question. Do we transfer the points now, given it might get devalued again?
Hey, so Kapil, three things that I noticed. One, I immediately was about to tweet about it saying, okay, no email has come. So we don't know whether it's a bug or a feature. And then the email came in. So there is an email officially coming in. The email does not have any dates. So this doesn't look like a limited time offer. It does look like a permanent change. However, all said and done, we know what any bank is capable of doing. So my recommendation is rather than trying to double guess it, if you have a plan to book, if you see the availability, make the transfer. The transfers are immediate, and hence you should not worry about it too much. Now, there is one thing which not a lot of people are talking about, and this is very, very important to note because there are a lot of people here. Let me just bring it out. Don't assume that your Amex to Virgin transfer will work flawlessly. So, once you create your Virgin account, and if you already have a Virgin account created, do try to add your Virgin account to Amex and see whether it's working, because a few of people have already reported uh, Amex throwing an error. If you get an error, you actually have to call Virgin and get your account name checked if it's done correctly, because if you added your name as the passport in Virgin, but your Amex account name is different, it doesn't get transferred. So if I would say rather do these hygiene checks and keep everything ready rather than trying to double guess and make the transfer. So this is something very critical, folks. Don't assume and wait for the last minute for that change to the transfer to happen.
Yeah, and like Crazy Kibes or Crazy Vibes, which his handle is, I'm assuming, is saying, India to US, 12th year Virgin points economy. How awesome is
Crazy.
that, right? Think about it, it's insane. And what does that mean? Like, how many points is that? It's like 15K points, right? 15K Amex points sending you to US. Of course, you'll have to pay some taxes, but how incredible is that? That is sweet. Cool. Let's come to more questions. Now, the next question is, Devant, does HSBC Travel One make sense given I already have the plat charge?
Yeah, 100%. I think if you have the plat charge and not the premier, get the HSBC Travel One, get into the HSBC ecosystem. It's a wonderful ecosystem, and you already seen what each bank is capable of, right? While we keep talking about devaluations, there is an Accor, a bonus offer that came in with HSBC. Amex has thrown in the towel today in the ring saying, we are also here, don't forget us. So definitely get the T1. It's a great card. I don't think you will regret it.
Next question, do tax payments get considered in overall Amex system? Could this be an option to Miss Black?
Not really, yeah. I think the plat charge or the reserve or the plat travel do not give points on Amex ecosystem for taxes. But if there are any milestones that are pending, it does give you milestone rewards. So it isn't a great idea for your plat charge, but for the plat travel, you can complete your 7 lakh milestones. It can never be an option to BizBlack. I'm sorry to say that, but it cannot be a replacement to BizBlack.
Got it. Cool. Let's come here to more questions. With Hilton's growing presence in India, would it make sense to hold on to platinum travel? I think for sure, you should definitely look at it. I think the first thing I would do is I would just open up Hilton.com or Hilton's app, and I would just put the country India if your plan is India, and sort from lowest points to highest or highest points to lowest per night. And then based on that, I'll map out all the hotels. And based on that, then I will filter and see which are the properties that I want to go to, basis the destinations I want to go to. And then see what points are they across different months. Based on that, freeze my travel plans. Based on that, figure out how many points I have. Based on that, figure out how many points I need, and then put this whole thing into motion. So definitely look at it. I think Marriott definitely got competition. What will be interesting? See, a lot of people. I'm not sure if you realized what's very interestingly happened is this is a beautiful move by Amex because the plat charge gives you complimentary Hilton Gold. It never gave you a reason to use Amex points. It gave you status. But now it's saying I'm giving you a reason, saying that instead of moving it to Marriott, you move it to Hilton, I'll give you 50% more. Now, this is where points economics come into question, saying that what are the Marriott point rates and what are the Hilton rates in terms of points, and how do they compare, and where can we profit? I think we need to do a little bit of math there. I think we need to put our calculators to work and based on that decide. So, anyways, that's how I'd approach the problem. I hope that helps, Prudvi. Let's move on to the next question. Deepan, maybe you can take this by master. Does this give a positive outlook towards the possibility of Accor coming as a travel partner to Amex India?
Hey, so Master, I think my point of view is very simple. I think we all were assuming, and the bigger question in our head was that is Amex even serious about India? And because the moves that they were making, people are double guessing whether they're serious about India. Today's move, actually, more importantly, signals to me that somebody is looking at transfer partners and somebody is looking at making it better, right? So while I don't really agree that the plat travel was done, the change was done to kind of ensure that everything remains in place, but मेरे को लगता है कि अकॉर आएगा and it will definitely come to India at a lower ratio. My guess is 2:1 is my guess. It should come.
Cool. Let's take the next question. The next question is, if Marriott 30% bonus comes, what will you prefer, Marriott or Hilton? यार जब आएगा तब देखते ना यार विपुल, अभी क्यों स्ट्रेस लेने का? सवाल ये है कि do we have plans to book a super cool redemption where we really want to go? If that exists, I would say go ahead and book it. Because एक है wishful thinking जो यहाँ पे है, दूसरा है वो redemption actually करना. We know a lot of points millionaires who have a lot of balances. But the point is, how many of them actually go and make that vacation happen? So I think that's equally important. जब वो 30% bonus आएगा, तब अपन देखेंगे, we'll figure out. But in the meanwhile, अगर कुछ अच्छा मिल रहा है आपको, if you're getting a great deal, I'd say go ahead and take it. That's the way I operate. But again, there's no playbook here. Everybody has their own playbook. Feel free to use what works best. Cool. We'll come to the next question by Darshan. Deeman, maybe you can take this. I have 1.25 lakhs Amex points. Thinking of December redemption for anniversary. What's your advice?
Darshan, I think बहुत ही wide question है. I think you'll have to probably shortlist something at least like a location or a city or a place, right? Otherwise, very hard to kind of answer that. But like you could think about doing the 4+1 at something like Western Himalayas. I mean, if that's an option that you have, 1.25 is almost the right number to take you there for 5 nights. If you're looking at slightly, let's say 2 to 3 days only, then maybe some other property like I won't steal Adil's thunder because I know that he'll probably also recommend Prestige Golfshire. Definitely an opportunity you should look at. Great redemption. But Western Himalayas is what I'm recommending if you haven't been to Rishikesh and that place.
Cool. Let's go to the next question, which says, what's the scene with 100K MR versus 60K Taj? Can Taj vouchers be used for members' rates? So, yeah, the
Yes.
way I think about it,
Good.
go ahead, Devan.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead, please.
It's just a function of preference. I would always lap up those 100K MR versus the 60K Taj. As simple as that. For me, at maybe 92K points, no, for me, maybe at how much is that? So 25 into 1.25, which is 30K. In 60K, if I can get like return London business class, which is 60K MR, why would I leave that, right? That's the way I would look at it. The other way I would look at it is like 37 and a half into 2. In 75K, I can get Japan business class return with 50,000 rupees in taxes on ANA via Virgin. I would take that. So I know Taj is a great brand and I have mad respect for them. Also love staying with them. But then for the Taj, I think I would rather consider and make an investment in the HSBC Taj card, which again, I'm a huge fan of. But if Amex is giving me 60K MR versus 100K MR versus 60K Taj, I would definitely take the 60K Taj. But I would try and do that with a referral bonus so that I can get maybe another 30K MR extra. So it depends on how you play it.
No, Adil, I want to just jump in here.
Yeah.
There are two ways to look at it, buddy. I think uh, the reason I would prefer the 100K MR is that that gives me flexibility. I can always move them to Taj from the 100K. That's one way to look at it. But at the same time, if an opportunity opens up, like what happened today with Virgin, they are more flexible. So flexibility is one point of view. However, like Adil said correctly, if you take a referral and then get the 60K, then it becomes far more sense because the value is higher, right? But again, only if you are not pro at redemptions on air miles. If you are pro at redemptions on air miles, or you're learning, or you follow us, you know that you can get much more value from that 60K, from the 100K. So that's the right way to look at it, in my view.
Cool. Divan, we've got a good question for you. Which is the best all-rounder card at the moment, especially after the HDFC devaluation? The take-home is 1.5 lakhs a month.
So, Dindra, I think, it's hard to always point out one card, but the closest that comes to an all-rounder card today probably would be between the HSBC Travel one. That is one card I definitely like. Reason being, it has great transfer partners. It has a decent ratio. It has a multiplier on flights. It is a multiplier on hotels, and it serves most of the use cases. However, if you have excluded categories, that is part of your spending, you will struggle. So ideally, you will have to look at least one more card which allows you points on utilities and all of those things. So maybe consider having uh, the Tata New from HDFC for utilities and everything else, and then have the HSBC T1 to kind of put both of them together and work like in unison for yourself. I think in both of them you will get them easily. So that's my recommendation.
Cool. Yeah, Sudhindra, my recommendation is going to be similar to that of Dhiman. He travel one le lo. I think it's the best all-rounder at the moment. But I would say supplement that with a KPI because travel one sometimes gives you 0% for forex. KPI will always give you 0% forex. Although it won't give you points on it, but it's a good no-nonsense lifetime free card to have. And then the airport benefits are something that I'm a fan of. So I think like if you want to tag team with a free card and maybe a paid card, maybe consider combining KPI and Travel One. I think with that you also get a RuPay, so small nibbles of UPI spends will be there every now and then that you can potentially use that for as well. So I think those two will be a perfect combination for you the way I see it. But again, there's never a right or wrong answer. Do look at your spends, map them out, see what makes sense. Otherwise, there's always Regalia Gold. If you can try and get it with a salary banking relationship, I think that will solve for your worries. And again, I would say even if you take the Regalia Gold, supplement it with Scapia anyways, because that combination can be potentially lethal for you. Okay, chalo, all the best. Let's move to a lot of other questions that we've got lined up right now. So, Deemak, where are you planning to transfer Group A of Magnus for Burgundy on Jan 1st?
Oof, crazy question. यार सोचा नहीं है, but there are three options running in my head. One is aeroplan, the second is Jal, and third is because Qatar is back for me at least. I may do Qatar, but if you ask me right now, the most likely is Japan Airlines because of the versatility and the ability to kind of go to Japan as well. So it most probably would be Jal.
Cool, cool. Yeah, for me, it's going to be, I think, either Chris Flyer or Aeroplan. I know there are a lot of other partners. And somebody rightly said, यहाँ पे अभी किसी ने मैसेज किया है, इफ्तिखार is saying, अरे भाई एक्सिस पर अकॉर आएगा या नहीं? भाई यार मेरे को एक शायरी याद आ गई, सुनाओ क्या? एक शायरी याद आ गई,
Please,
सुनाता
please
हूँ.
go ahead.
It goes like this: रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा, प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा, थक के ना बैठ मंजिल के मुसाफिर, मंजिल भी मिलेगी और मिलने का मजा भी आएगा. So I think अकॉर
क्या
आएगा,
बात है.
वो कौन से रेशियो पे आएगा हमें नहीं पता, but it will come. But in the meanwhile, यार पार्टनर्स इतने सारे हैं एक्सेस के पास, आप अकॉर के पीछे क्यों पड़े हो? There are so many other exciting partners. जल है, एरोप्लान है, look at क्रिस फ्लायर है, बहुत बेहतरीन पार्टनर्स हैं. तो consider these and then see where you go. So my answer is going to be likely Aeroplan or Star Alliance because Chris Flyer, because I'm planning to largely do a lot of Star Alliance next year. So that's my plan. Cool. Let's go to more questions. There are lots more questions here. Dhiman, I've got on 3.5 lakh Infinia points. Is there any better business class redemption apart from Chris Flyer?
Oh, 3.5 lakh Infinia points. Amazing, buddy. First of all, congratulations to have kind of accumulated the stash that we want people to accumulate because this will give you experiences that you never experienced before. So, Alex, there are multiple options. Obviously, that now that you said Chris Flyer, I'm going to keep Chris Flyer out. In my view, the best second option is to move these 3.5 lakh points to Finnair, and once you go to Finnair, you move them to British Airways. It then becomes a versatile Avios currency. You should be able to get a lot of opportunities to redeem on something like a Q Suite via Qatar. That's one great option. You can also, by the way, in case you can find the Delhi Helsinki flight on Qatar, you can fly via Finnair or via Qatar, both Delhi to Helsinki. That's a great redemption. You can also look at flying to London via British Airways if you want. You can do the Q Suite via Qatar when Qatar opens up and you're comfortable traveling via Doha. Even with the non-saver fare, because I know a lot of people are complaining about the saver fare not being available. Even with a non-saver fare and a flexi fare, it's a great redemption in my view. So these are my recommendations outside Infinia. Obviously, there is Flying Blue, and also look at Flying Blue because that is 1:1. 3.5 lakhs. It's a dynamic program, but if you find the good rates, you may be able to fly to a lot of partners. Like for example, Vietnam Airlines is a great option, right? So these are the options that I can think of right now.
Cool, cool. Let's go to more questions. And people are savage, man. The kind of comments that come, though, sometimes I'm like dying laughing, and then at the same time I'm wondering कि मतलब वो मीम था ना, मुझे क्यों तोड़ा, ऐसे type का. So look, Rahul says, last time you did live stream on 31st March, same time Axis ने midnight में surgical strike कर दी थी. यार राहुल, हमने मार्च में नहीं किया है, हमने मार्च में किया, अप्रैल में किया, मई में किया, जून में भी एक members only live stream किया. फिर जुलाई में हम नहीं कर पाए बिकॉज जुलाई में हमारा रिकॉर्ड पॉडकास्ट का स्टेलर रहा है. Pretty much every week we've released a podcast. So not July, August, mid-July to mid-August at this point in time. But यार ऐसा मत बोलो, अगर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक ना हो let's hope that a lot more redemption partners get added, and let's hope we get some good traction. Let's see. We've got more questions coming here. I have 3 lakh Amex points and I have no clue how to redeem them. Uh, Diman, बताओ क्या करना चाहिए?
Yeah. So Mahesh, I think the simplest redemption for you would be to find a married property and kind of redeem them at 1:1. That's the simplest. In case you don't want to take the risk of moving to airlines, etc. So that's one option that is always available to you. There are some fantastic properties that will unlock if you use the 3 lakhs Amex point and move them to Marriott. Uh, you can go and have a look at the Marriott special episode that we did, or you can look at some of our podcasts where we've spoken about the Marriott properties. Won't cover it here. The second option that I can think of is you can look at surely moving them to Chris Flyer at 2:1. That's one option. Chris Flyer again, you can go to Singapore, you can go to Bali, you can go to Vietnam. These are options where you can fly on business. That's another option that you have. Uh, Qatar right now, I'm not recommending too many people move it to Qatar because of the situation in Middle East, but that's another great redemption that you can do once you have access to Doha and via Doha, right? So these are some of the things that I can recommend right away. Also, with today's change, Virgin Atlantic is a fantastic redemption to London. Uh, Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay all fly to London starting from 6K in economy, which our Adil Bhai is doing very soon. So, Adil Ji, sorry, not Adil Bhai.
मेरे को
So, these are
पहली
some of the
बार
options, Mahesh.
भाई बोल रहा है, मतलब आज तक तो आदिल ही बोलता है. चलो ठीक है, ऑडियंस तुमसे क्या क्या करा रही है देखो. But anyways, what I would also do is, Rahul, I would try and see if you could even look at Marriott Bonvoy. Although the highlight now is Hilton, like if you've not done Maldives, think about doing the Maldives. Like the Lee Meridian, I have personally stayed. That's a fantastic property. And the Sheraton, although it's a little mellow and run over now, it's dated. It's the only property where kids below 12 eat for free all their meals. They don't have to pay for their meals at all. And it's like super affordable. And there are no seaplane charges for Sheraton Full Moon. So think about that, right? About 150K, 160K, maybe about 180K, you might get an overwater villa deal at Sheraton, which is fantastic. And Lee Meridian for 200K at off-peak rates, you might get 5 nights at an overwater villa. Of course, you have to bear some seaplane transfer charges. So with those 300K, you still have 100K left if you want to think about a Maldives holiday. So I think that is still a fantastic one. And Dhiman's already broken down airlines beautifully for you. So let's hope those work for you. And then we'll go from there. चलो, let's move to the next one. एयर इंडिया का कार्ड कब आएगा? भाई आएगा, इसके लिए तो हम भी वेट कर रहे हैं. मतलब all of us are waiting. We are like, if that's one status I want to get Air India Gold, and through that I want to get to Star Alliance Gold. So yeah, just the Air India lounge in Bangalore is so good. You feel like going to the airport every now and then. It's something that we miss. It feels like that privilege was taken away, and I'm waiting to earn it back. So let's move to the next one. Any new restaurant recommendations? यार मेरे पास बहुत सारे हैं, but let me give you a couple. Both are in Ulsur in Bangalore, and I'm not sure if you've heard or been there. If you like pizzas, there is a brand new restaurant called Pizza No Cap in Ulsur. Outstanding pizzas. Like if you're a vegetarian, they have a 3 mushroom pizza. They use 3 different types of mushrooms. It is outstanding. Like it's by far one of my favorite pizzas. I also prefer it to the non-vegetarian pizzas that they have, by the way. तो मेरे को उतना अच्छा लगा उनका vegetarian version. They also have a lovely pizza which is of mutton lamb. It's called the Lamb of God. They take a Turkish doner kebab and then they put it in the middle of a pizza and they serve it to you. It's a very so the concept of pizza no cap is no limitations. So they mix and they tend to do fusion with their food, which is why I tend to like them a lot. So pizza no cap if you're in Ulsur. अगर वहां जा रहे हो, उसी के ऊपर first floor पे they have another very cool restaurant called Bar Sama. If you want to experiment with Asian food and you want to do Asian fusion, this is the place to go. And their chocolate dessert is perhaps the best I've had in Bangalore. It is incredible. Chef Vichita just won Next Gen Chef of the Year. She's the person who runs both Bar Sama as well as Pizza No Cap. She and Pratik, legendary restaurant entrepreneur. Pratik also owns Komal. So go to Pizza No Cap, try Bar Sama. Also, Komal's not a new restaurant. Komal's been on MG Road for some time now. But if you want to do modern Mexican, and if you enjoy a good horchata, if you enjoy churros, and if you enjoy good tacos, this is the kind of place to go. So I tend to drift a lot into food when asked, but here goes. That was the one question. Let's go to the next one. Uh, I am a I am an add-on card holder of an ABP and hold my own M4B. And the EP for my spends are coming to my account and not the primary member. Why? Deeman, ये तो आप ही आंसर कर सकते हो.
So, Vivan, this is my experience that the add-on card holder spends were going to the primary account originally. Then there was a bug in between where it started going to the add-on card holders. The bug was fixed. So if it's not fixed for you yet, you may want to reach out to them and let them know. Also, the original bug also allowed and gave you another extra 2 lakh of Group A points if you are an add-on. So that also was fixed, by the way. But if you're still getting your add-on points to the add-on account and not to the primary, you should definitely reach out to Axis. That's a bug. So that bug should have got fixed. That's not
Cool.
intended, by the way.
Cool, cool. Vivan, good to see you, man. Looking forward to jamming with you at Miles Ahead Hyderabad. Thanks for signing up. Very excited. Coming soon in September. Looking forward to having some really good Irani chai in Hyderabad with all of our Hyderabad folks. Cool. Another question from Sudhindra. Is IndusInd Avios a good card for rent and jewelry? Can you please explain a bit on this? If not, can you suggest an alternative?
Hey, so Sudhindra, first I'll give you my point of view. The IndusInd Avios is a very good card for rent and jewelry. So IndusInd Avios card has two milestones. The first milestone is 8 lakhs. The second milestone is 16 lakhs. On the first 8 lakhs, the moment you hit that number, you will get 18,000 Avios. The moment you hit 16 lakh, you'll get another 18,000 Avios. So that's 36,000 Avios. Also, because when you get the card for the first time, which is by paying a fee, you also get 20,000 Avios, right? So there is 56,000 Avios sitting right there. These are the milestones. For rent, it doesn't give base. I think it doesn't give base points, if I'm not mistaken. But even if it does, that number is very small. It doesn't give you too many base points, right? So which means that essentially you're talking about getting the milestones. So this good card will be a very good card for rent and jewelry up to 18 lakhs, 16 lakhs. If your spend is 16 lakhs and below, go for the IndusInd Avios. If you have like a 50 lakh spend in the year on rent plus jewelry, then this may not help you beyond 16 lakhs, right? So, but it's a very good card. And if I mean, after the devaluation of the Plaid Travel, if you ask me, this is probably the next best milestone card, which is a no-brainer in my view, right? The only thing is you should also be able to use your Avios well and know how to use Avios, right? So that's the second thing.
Cool, cool. We'll come to the next one, which is from Surya. He says, when do you think the other cards from the Amex lineup come back? Lots of us have reserved, just waiting to downgrade to the gold. Yeah, Surya, nobody knows the answer to this. It's all speculation. We really don't know what we don't know. If and when they do come, I think we can definitely apply. But right now, what we do know is very clear, right? The vanilla thing is there are two cards being issued. There is the Platinum Reserve, there's the Platinum Charge. Those are the only two things that are being issued. Beyond that, there is speculation that they might come soon, and that soon is maybe by October or November. But again, there is no hard evidence or concrete date or no spokesperson who's actually gone out there on a limb and promised anything. So we don't know what we don't know. In the meanwhile, lots of good cards in the market. Let's get what we can. Jab aayega tab dekhenge and we'll see. I think that's the best way, and we can just go from there. Chalo, let's look at more questions. Kalpitvi says, just got BizBlack as my first card. Diman, can you imagine getting BizBlack as your first card? Like, talk about swag. I think, yes, swag. I got my first card. First card is BizBlack. It failed an acceptance in international trips, 2 to 3 a year, as 10K smart buy cap. 10K smart buy cap. I don't, does he mean
Yeah,
bonus points?
yeah,
Go for Magnus.
yeah, just like Infinia has a 15K cap, the
Yeah,
BizBlack has a 10K Smartback cap.
yeah. Go for Magnus Burgundy. The card fee plus parking 10K liquid bugs me, worth it. Kalpit, all function of your spends. Yeah. Like if your spends are high, if you average like 3 lakhs a month in terms of spends, just go for the Burgundy. There's no better card in the history of India that gives you 14%. If you have a large capital outlay, like for example, you're doing up your home interiors. Let's say if you're thinking of buying property, let's say you're thinking about buying a car, any large capital expenditure. आजकल नई MacBook M5 अगर आप खरीदने जा रहे हो, it's costing 2.5 lakhs because RAM prices have skyrocketed. So in such cases, I think like the Magnus Burgundy will deliver very, very handsomely. But otherwise, then there are lots of other cards in the market also. It's all a function of what your spends are like. So with that, all the best. Let's come to the next one. Dimant, perhaps you can look at this. Uh, Millennial Nerd says, currently holding DCBM, HSBC Premier, ICICI EPM, Amex Plat Travel and Reserve. Should I opt for Magnus for Burgundy or try upgrade to Platinum Charge?
You have the DCBM, HSBC Premier, ICICI EPM, Amex Plat Travel and Reserve. Yeah, this is, I mean, from a clear sense of diversity, I would recommend the M4B. But I do not know your spend patterns, buddy. So it's a little hard to say. If you have, let me just give you a basic thumb rule because I don't know the exact numbers. If you have 3 months minimum where you're spending 3 lakhs and above, I think you deserve to have the M4B. Anything less than that, you, I think, can switch to platinum charge. However, if there is also one big purchase like a car planned sometime soon, I think the M4B will pay for itself in one spend. Right. So that's my recommendation.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. So YK is saying, I'm just thinking of Conrad Bora Bora Nui. Booking the hotel is sorted thanks to Miles Ahead. Awesome. Adil bhai, your suggestions for flights to Bora Bora. Yeah, this is something I'm also trying to solve. In fact, I was discussing this with Dhiman, I think maybe 2-3 days back only. Um, I I really want to do this at this particular hotel, which is Conrad Bora Bora Nui. So there are a bunch of different ways to get to Bora Bora. I'll give you different options and see what works for you. One is you get to New Zealand, and then from New Zealand you take a flight that goes to Tahiti, and from the Tahiti you take another 1 hour flight that goes to Bora Bora. So basically, you go anywhere in the world, right? You have to land to Tahiti. From Tahiti, you'll have to take a 1 hour flight that goes to Bora Bora. There are no direct flights to Bora Bora. Now, for Indians, the Bora Bora is a maze of sorts because we either have to go from here to Los Angeles, from Los Angeles take like an 8 hour flight to Tahiti, and from there 1 hour flight, or we go to New Zealand or Sydney, and from there take a 1 hour flight each and go to Tahiti. तो न्यूजीलैंड जाओगे तो क्या ऑप्शन, न्यूजीलैंड और न्यूजीलैंड या सिडनी जाते हो, so you can look at Qantas, and Qantas can get you that redemption. अगर लैक्स में जा रहे हो तो Japan Airlines can get you that redemption. By the way, Japan Airlines also helps you fly from Japan itself, so you can go from Tokyo and then you can take a flight from there as well. And then there are certain carriers that you can also do from London types to Tahiti. So I think there are a bunch of these different options. It's a maze. I haven't found the sweet spot yet. I'll have to do some reading and some research on what is the best way to get here. But that's the plan. And if you do end up booking, please let me know your routing. Very, very keen to hear and try and see if we can do a detailed pod on this, because a lot of people will be very curious to hear about all this, especially because now we have the Hilton unlock. Cool. Let's go to the next one. And a lot of comments, man. Let's look at this. Planning to book ANA via Virgin Atlantic. What are the taxes and fuel surcharge? September 1st, ANA is reducing fuel surcharge. Will it reduce on Virgin? How is business on Anna? Yeah, to my knowledge, we helped someone who came to the Point Syndicate in Bangkok. He went a couple of months back, and he paid 28,000 rupees in taxes, if I'm not mistaken. It was 37,500 points from Bombay to Tokyo. The taxes were 28,000 rupees one way. Um, Now, on the reduced fuel charge, I am not sure how it impacts Virgin. I have not looked that up. Dhiman, you have any insights here for Karamjot?
Yeah, so both Anna and Virgin charge you roughly 12,000 on taxes. So I know for sure that both of them charge you 12,000 for taxes and 37,500 miles. Anna is reducing fuel surcharge, but if I'm not mistaken, the fuel surcharge reduction is not going to be massive. So, however, Karamcha, I can tell you for a fact that it won't reduce on Virgin. So Virgin's calculation will remain as is, even if Anna goes lower, right? So and obviously, business class on Anna is fantastic. However, please do note that the Bombay to Tokyo flight does not is not the room, right? Adil, it's called the room, right? The one which is
Anna is the
famous.
room. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the room doesn't fly on Bombay to Tokyo flight. Just FYI. So it's a pretty good business class, but it's not the room.
Cool, cool. Everybody's saying travel edge is down. Yes, it is down. Looks like they're doing some maintenance. Let's hope that if they're doing, let's hope it's an upgrade. Uh, we'll see
Let's hope
when it
they're getting a core back.
Chalo, wishful thinking, but ठीक है. There's a question, Dhimant. What card should I have with a 6 lakhs income in a tier 2 city?
6 lakhs income in a tier two city. So, okay, I'm just going to assume that is 6 lakh per year right now. Um, uh, it's a tricky one, buddy. I think it's hard to say with just this much information, but I would definitely recommend you look at HDFC cards to start off with. Uh, and one of the cards that you can probably look at is probably an HDFC Millennia. You could also look at the Tata New card. Also, being in a tier two city, you may want to look at a card which has both RuPay and Visa. So, one of the cards that I recently like is the check card. Just see if you're also getting the check card and issued for you because it has got some really nice utility. Uh, Rewards and utilities, etc. So these are some of the cards that I would recommend. Uh, Apart from that, you could look at the HDFC Millennia as well. But again, not a great card for travel. It's good card to get you started. So also look at if you have a lot of spends happening on, uh, let's say, food delivery or Instamart. Also look, and it's Instamart is available in your city. Do look at the Swiggy One card. It may be a good card for your use case, right? So again, if you're talking about 6 lakh per year, that is. So I did not have enough information, so that's what I assumed.
Cool, cool. Let's take the next one. Next one is started watching the show exactly a year ago. Have earned more than 6-7 lakh points with all your tricks and strategies. How awesome is that? Congratulations, PPS. That is brilliant. Tell us in the comment, ja kahan rahe ho? Where are you going to go with all these points? That is equally important to know. But again, congratulations, man. 6-7 lakh points in a year is brilliant. How amazing is that? Cool. Let's take the next one. Rohan saying he's booked Bombay, Amsterdam. Amsterdam se yaad aaya. Adarniya Dhiman ji smiling. Booked Bombay to Amsterdam economy, KLS, uh, KLM, and then Amsterdam, London Heathrow, Bombay premium economy, Virgin for two, using 59k points a month ago. Wish this new transfer ratio had come before. Yeah, Rohan, these things happen, right? I mean, even if you look at my London bookings, I made them in January. But then now, if you see, I would also say ki काश मैं वेट करता. Yeah, the point is, I think points are meant to be burned. कर दो burn यार, figure out कर लेंगे क्या है. It's okay. These things happen, you can never predict them. What's more important is you secured your seats and you're going. And I think that's the more important thing. Deeman, waiting for your Amsterdam recommendations. Batao, Amsterdam recommendations.
Hey Rohan, first of all, sorry man. I think I've not been able to reply back to you. It's been crazy, and I know that you had spoken to me once about Amsterdam and the whole trip. So first of all, super excited for you to be there because I know that you've been planning this forever. So all the best for your trip. On Amsterdam, I think I have a lot of micro recommendations. I don't like uh, Amsterdam to. I don't see Amsterdam to be a very touristy place as such. So there are a few nice small eating places that I kind of love. We'll probably try to share it with you, Rohan. And just along the canals, and you have a lot of really nice eateries. So definitely we'll share something with you. I'm not sure when you're flying, but we'll try and help and see send some stuff to you.
Cool, cool. Let's go with the next one. एक minute. Where is? Yeah, let's go with this one. My partner holds a DCB, T1, and Avios with DCB being the primary card. She wanted to know if she should add another card to her stack or she is good for now.
Hey, so considering that your partner holds a DCB, T1, and Avios, I think this is a great stack. I mean, let me be honest, right? I'll tell you why. Because the DCB is a diner's card. It gives you access to lounges. It has got smart buy limits. It has got travel partners. You have T1, which is access to a core at 1:1. You have the whole HSBC ecosystem at your feet, and then you also have Avios, which is an infinite card, a Visa infinite card. I love this stack. So honestly, uh, I don't think she should add another card. I mean, I'm very tempted to give five, six other names, but don't add many cards. Now, one thing I would definitely recommend you look at is that if your spends are more than a lakh a month on your cards, you may want to consider adding an Amex plat charge if you find it useful, right? So, and also get access to the Amex ecosystem because just like you're hearing today, there is a great opportunity to kind of diversify your travel partners. Like you don't have Virgin as a partner to any of these three cards, right? So that will be a new option that you can add. Also, while Cathay Pacific is on HDFC, you will still end up using HDFC points somewhere else. So Amex ke liye even Cathay is a great partner, right? So these are some of the options that you have on the table, Sudhindra.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. Let's come down here. Hi, Dhimant and Adil. What is the best way to redeem my Amex points for booking flights to Asian countries? Yeah, Asian countries, my point of view is like there are two programs which are solid. One is KrisFlyer and the other one is Asia Miles, which is Cathay Pacific. Take a look at both of these, and both of them will give you like stellar value. Anyways, both of them are 2:1 on Amex. Both of them should give you amazing options. If Japan is your option, then we've already discussed, right? Ana via Virgin is like another great option that you can potentially look at. Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. The next one is by Sushant. Which airline program to consider for Bangalore to Frankfurt? Economy. Yeah, Flying Blue. Flying Blue, direct flights. I think that's the best, right? मतलब उससे आगे क्या सोचना ही नहीं है. See what the rate is, see what the taxes are. Otherwise, Smart Buy is your friend. Just go ahead and book directly revenue tickets via Smart Buy. Uh, uh, let's go to the next one. Basic Brute. Thinking of Swiss Euro trip for with fam next year. Got 2.5 lakhs in Amex, 50K in HSBC T1, 100K in Axis Magnus Vanilla. What's the best way? Yar, Delhi to Zurich, Swiss Air is available on KrisFly. Guess how many points? 68K for business class. 68K KrisFlyer points is equal to business class 10 hours in LX, which is Swiss Air, direct from Delhi to Zurich. You also have an Air India option that also goes direct. So if you're looking at business, then I think that's a great option. Let's go to the next one. Deeman, maybe you can take this. What would you swipe Axis? What would you swipe Axis Atlas for international hotel spends versus HSBC T1 with current 0 forex offer?
ये तो नो ब्रेनर है ना यार. एक्सिस एटलस को इंटरनेशनल के लिए यूज ही नहीं करना है भाई. मतलब उसको दूर ही रखो. 4% forex charge, I would never use it. I've never ever used my Atlas for any forex charges. So that's out of question. HSBC T1 any day.
Cool, cool. Let's take the next one. So Karamjot has gifted one membership of our channel to someone in the audience. Hey, thank you, Karamjot, for doing this. Thank you for gifting the membership. Whoever received it, do put in a message and thank Karamjot for your complimentary membership. And welcome, welcome. We hope you enjoy the videos. We hope you join the lounge on Discord, and we hope you have a really good experience in the lounge. Cool. Let's go to the next one. The next one is by Viggy. Thanks to the pod, I started my CC game 2 months ago. Have Axis Magnus Burgundy, Axis Burgundy Private, HSBC Premier, IndusInd Avios, BizBlack incoming, travel abroad 2x a year, domestic 3x a year. Does Amex fit in anywhere? Batao Diman.
Yeah, 100%. But again, very hard to say without knowing your spend pattern. But with the stack that you already have, I would love to have an Amex, just because, for the diversity. Again, like Virgin is one option, and immediate transfers, which none of these cards, by the way, give you. HSBC Premier to some extent does give you immediate transfers, but I would say it does make sense to have it.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. The next one is बहुत सारे. Hang on, let me unstar these.
Oh, somebody did get the free membership. Amazing.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Kapil says he's got an option to upgrade to flat charge with 1 lakh MR points and 10K Air India vouchers. Do I get something more if I join via the referral link? Batao, Diman.
Hey, Kapil. So, two things here. One, I think the 10K Air India is not guaranteed. Just be mindful of that. It always shows a condition that it is for the first 200 people or the first 300 people. Do check that out. And they will never ever tell you whether you are part of that first 200 or 300. So be careful about that, number one. Number two, there have been multiple cases on our Discord channel where people have used our referral link of the flat charge. And once they do get the card, by talking to Amex, they have been able to get 100K MR points along with the referral benefit that they got. However, Amex has the full right to say no for that. So you may want to give it a shot. Otherwise, obviously, you have an option to upgrade from your current offer, which gives you guaranteed 100K. But यहाँ पे 1.25 मिल सकता है, but again, it's not guaranteed. So again, it all depends on whether you want to take that risk or not.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. Hey, BBK, I think we've discussed this on Discord, right? I think you had asked the same question on Discord. RM is offering BizBack only as a downgrade from Infinia. Should I go ahead? Have the Magnus for Burgundy, Atlas, Premier, T1, EPM, IndusInd Avios, MRCC, Solitaire. यार आपके पास पूरी दुकान है, मतलब क्या नहीं है आपके पास? तो सवाल है like क्यों? But I think like my answer would be the same. Like if you can get a BizBlack in the name of your wife or somebody else in the family, try and get that. Retain your Infinia. My hypothesis is this. We have come to know from a reputable source, which is not from HDFC, which is outside HDFC, that in the entire country, there are only 1.5 lakh Infinia cards issued. Think about it. India has 1.5 billion people. In this entire country, only 1,50,000 people have the Infinia. And right now, what they're trying to do is with the spend limits and trying to get us to spend 18 lakhs, whatever, they're going to get a lot of people out from this ecosystem of 1.5 lakhs. So let's say that number comes down to maybe less than a lakh. If and when that does happen, there could be a potential revaluation play for Infinia. I'm not guaranteeing it, and I have no means to verify or authenticate that. So my strategy is at least to try and figure out if I can do that 18 by next year. वो होगा कि नहीं पता नहीं. But try and get the Infinia through. Try and get the BizBlack to some other route is what I'm saying. Also, हमारे सूत्रों के मुताबिक, if you press hard enough, you will get both cards. There are people who very recently, in the last 2 to 3 weeks as well, in spite of having a BizBlack, have gotten an Infinia, or in spite of having an Infinia, have gotten a BizBlack. So the relationship needs to be worth it, and you'll get it. That's my take. Deepak?
Yeah, so BBK, I think I did read your message on Discord as well, and I wanted to respond, but I couldn't. Here is my point of view. If I had to take a call today, right now, saying कि दोनों में से एक choose करो, I would 100% choose the Biz Black. There is zero doubt about it. And again, I'm going to put a controversial opinion saying that I do not find spending 18 lakhs worth on the Infinia today, uh, especially because there's so much of competition in that space. But if you look at the BizBack space, there is absolutely zero cards that can compete with BizBlack, right? So that's my take. Now, I do agree with Adil that you should fight to get the card for both the cards together. But again, it's not 100% sure you'll get it. Now, रही बात आदिल का लास्ट पॉइंट की, on a very lighter note, I think अगर 1.5 लाख इन्फिनिया है, शायद 50,000 बिज ब्लैक भी नहीं होगा. That makes you even more exclusive, by the way.
True, true, true. But BBK, bottom line here, don't give up so easily. यार थोड़ा fight मारो
Yeah,
RM के साथ.
yeah,
Try and see
yeah.
what best you can do, and
Agreed,
hopefully you're
agreed.
able to fix it, man. मतलब एक चीज तो हम सीख ही गए लाइफ में कि जब तक फाइट नहीं मारोगे इतनी आसानी से कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. So I think go for it. I'm sure you'll figure out a way to make it happen. Cool. Let's take the next one. Himanshu's question: among Atlas, Amex Platinum Travel, Amex MRCC Lifetime Free, Infinia and Scapia, do you suggest closing Platinum Travel to enter into the HSBC ecosystem? Is Atlas worth retailing? यार लाख बात की एक बात, Atlas is 200% worth retailing. It is an incredible card, arguably one of the best that ever came out. So please do retain your Atlas. रही HSBC, HSBC क्यों चाहिए? I mean, if you already have an Atlas, right, and the only reason you'll get into HSBC is probably because you want access to a core, right? But overall, if you see, Atlas is a solid card in my opinion. HSBC, you have to go through Hopper, while Atlas gives you points on direct flight bookings on direct airlines, which I think has now, in the last 1.5, 2 years, become my preferred way of booking flights. क्योंकि मेरा travel अक्सर change होता है, कभी भी change होता है, cancellation, all of that is very easy if I book direct versus an OTA. And therefore, I feel very strongly retain the Atlas. You don't potentially need HSBC at the moment, given your stack and given your combinations. हाँ, अगर आपके स्पेंड्स जस्टिफाई करते हैं या आप शौकीन हो कार्ड के तो फिर ले सकते हैं एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए. आई थिंक दैट्स ओके. कूल. विल मूव ऑन. दीमन इज हैविंग चकना. क्या खा रहे हो भाई?
I've missed my lunch or dinner, so I was just having some peanuts.
अरे रे क्या बात है. चलो ठीक है, let's go to the next one. Varun says he's got 1.43 lakhs MR. He was saving up for Lee Meridian Maldives, but now with refreshed Hilton ratios, do you think it makes sense to consider Hilton properties? Yeah, I'm a little biased here, Varun. I have personally been to Lee Meridian Maldives. Outstanding property. The former GM was a GM at Oberoi Bangalore, and then he opened Ritz-Carlton Bangalore. Team Shandar hai, property spectacular hai. So I absolutely love it. I have never stayed at a Hilton property in Maldives, but the Waldorf Astoria is on the list, and there are a lot of other properties that are Hilton properties in Maldives as well. Take a look at points. Hilton, Lee Meridian Maldives, I think 200K Amex में हो जाना चाहिए 5 nights. An overwater villa. अगर आपको बीच विला चाहिए तो उससे कम में भी हो सकता है for 5 nights. But if you think Hilton you want to try, research कर लो, see if the numbers make sense. And if the numbers make sense, yeah, absolutely go for it. Yeah, I mean, nothing stopping. Cool. But those are our thoughts there. All right, let's come to the next one. The next one is by Parth. He says, hi, Adil and Dhiman. Got 860K rewards on Axis Magnus Burgundy. I want a business class return travel for family of 4. Any recommendations? Yeah, my thoughts are family of 4. So where do we find availability of family of 4? Singapore Airlines में मिलेगा, KrisFlyer पे. Japan Airlines में मिलेगा. These two you will likely get saver easily for 4 people. Now the other partners, if you think about Avios घुमाना है, so then you will get 2 saver and 2 flexi. वो Avios route होता है. Virgin is not on Burgundy, so we will avoid that. But otherwise, you can get 6 seats on Virgin, so that's not a problem as well. That's an Amex thing. Those are like my top 3. Dhiman?
Flying Blue.
Correct.
Flying Blue is the
Uh,
only one that get missed.
you found the one on Flying Blue typically?
Yes, yes, you can get 4 tickets on Flying Blue for uh, Air France. You can get it for KLM. You can get them for Vietnam Airlines, and you can also get it for one more airline. I'm not able to recollect right now, but at least Vietnam or Air France पे definitely मिल जाएगा KLM पे.
Got it. Got it. Cool. Let's go to the next one. This we answered. Best way to apply for platinum charge. Batao bhai.
Hey, Pranav, if you have the upgrade offer in your account, that's the best way to apply. The second best way to apply is using a referral and definitely then trying to convince Amex to give you the 100K instead of the 60K Taj. And the third best way to do it is at the airport, because not a lot of people travel frequently. But Bombay Airport, for example, the team is really helpful. They also have the power to give you the 100K right away. So these are the three preferred ways.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's move to the next one. Kapil says, just FYI, everyone, Axis Travel has just started to work again. Good to hear that, Kapil. कुछ revaluation हो गया है तो बता दो यार, और if new transfer partners have been added, वो भी बता देना. A man can hope, right? Cool. Let's go to the next one. Man, so many questions. Let's just come here. Okay, 350K Amex points. Should we burn on Singapore Conrad with the Hilton bonus offer, or redeem with flight, or stack it? Any records? Yeah, Anmol, all a function of value, right? So the way I would do it is, I would look at Singapore Conrad. I would look at what is the number of points required, what is the revenue rate. The revenue rate divided by the points required will give you value per point. Understand that math. 2, it's also a function of whether you're a hotel guy or a flight guy. There are certain people who love great hotel redemptions. There are certain people who love flight redemptions. So check the economy value that you're getting per point. Check if there's an aspirational product you want to try, let's say, which is the SQ A380 business, or the SQ A350 business, or the Singapore Airlines suites. If that is something that you want to try, 350K is awesome, man. Like, about it. 350K mein you can get Delhi or Bombay se Singapore Airlines first class for about 61,500. The value of that is going to be about 2.5 lakh rupees at least. So you're getting like $4 a point. So in return, for about 122K Amex, you're going to get a first class saver on Singapore Airlines, which means the value per point is at least 2 rupees a point. Similarly, now if you think about business, you'll get for 47.5K. So it's a function of what you value. Economy you'll get for 19K if I'm not mistaken. KrisFlyer. So also then, do you want to go to Singapore only? Because for the same value, which is for 47.5, you can go to Bali also. Then you get to try 2 Singapore Airlines flights on the same segment. Similarly, you can go to maybe Thailand also. So it's a function of where you want to deploy and how, and what kind of a person you are, and what kind of experiences you value. So take a call based on that, I feel. All the best. Let's go to the next one. Second opinion about HDFC. With greater than 27 lakh salary, tried hard for 1 year and got only Tata New Infinity. Did I miss something or something else to do? Dhiman, batao.
Yeah, I think Saket, I think you may have missed a trick because once you get the Tata New, it's hard to get a core card. The right way to do it is always get a core card first, which is either the Millennia or Regalia in your case. I think you are 100% eligible for the Regalia Gold. So the right thing to do would be get the Regalia Gold. If you now are not getting it because you have the Tata New, it's even worth closing the Tata New and getting the Regalia Gold, right? So that's one. Secondly, the second card I would recommend you get is the HDFC Marriott. It's a great card, the Bonvoy card. Especially the joining benefit itself is awesome. It's one of the few cards which isn't talked about much because the rewards are not that great. But if you like hotel redemptions, that's a great card, right? So my stack would be Regalia Gold, Marriott Bonvoy, and the Tata Neu. Like that's a great stack in my view.
Cool, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of questions coming saying why have you shut down your Insta? We've always been in being transparent with you guys. So the Insta is down because Instagram has taken our account offline for some reason. We have no idea. We got an email that our account has been taken down, and we don't see the reason why. Normally, when this happens, we've checked with other creators also. There is a reason saying that you have infringed on this copyright or you have not followed community guidelines, and this is the reason. In our email that we've got, there is nothing that says. So we are trying to work with the people at Meta to try and see if we can get this resolved. If any of you know someone senior up at Meta and can introduce us, that will be great because right now we're just trying to interact with the system and try and see how we can get this off. So again, in full transparency, the account was taken offline yesterday, and Devant and I have been trying to work around the clock to get it back. But till then, we are available on YouTube, and hopefully we get back our account restored and share all the reels and stories on a regular basis. Cool. Let's come to more questions here. Kal Kalpitveer, why is your IG down? Yeah, same. My IG, Dhimant's IG, Great Indian Miles, all three are down. We explained the reason. Let's talk about it. So you were saying you were the guy with this black as the first card. Yeah, great card. Your only expenses are taxes and travel. Yeah, taxes ke liye you've got the best card. Travel ke liye, I don't know if it's 15 lakhs a year. I don't think so that you need the Magnus for Burgundy. I think there are enough other cards that will help you. There's no point. I think like um your stack is solid with what you have. Maybe consider an Amex flat charge in case you feel statuses might be helpful. In case you feel that big chunk of 100K or 125K sign up bonus might help you elevate your experiences. But other than that, Deepak, share your thoughts.
No, I think if your spends are just 10 to 15 lakhs, then on each, then I think taxes are sorted. For travel, I would do consider if because HSBC don't have access to, do look at let's say a Regalia Gold maybe to start off with. But again, if you just want a super premium card, then my recommendation would be get a flat charge, like Adil said, especially if you value the status and do travel in luxury hotels. This would be my recommendation.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the other one. The next one is Marriott Bonvoy versus T1 versus Horizon, which is the best? Yeah,
Yeah,
T1.
travel bana hai. Yeah,
Yeah, like
easily.
unanimous at this point in time. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Dimant, what card should I put the 8 to 10 lakh a year of education spends on? I already exhaust both Premier and BizBlack reward caps monthly. Should I try for Infinia Magnus?
But even for the 8 to 10 lakhs, buddy, there is no reward cap for Premier. The reward cap is only for accelerated spends, right? So, uh, but if you have to try for one, I would definitely go for the Magnus Burgundy, especially if the 8 to 10 lakhs year you pay together a large part of it, right? So I would say get the Magnus Burgundy as a third card.
Cool, cool. Let's go to the next one. Kesh says, I had 425,000 points in Amex. In excitement, I transferred to Bonvoy. Seeing Maldives St. Regis for 425,000 for $9,000 or W Maldives 325,000 for $6,000 value. Which one do you choose? Yeah, it's a function of personas and like what kind of person you are. I'd say वो बोलते हैं ना casino में all in. I think just go all in, do St. Regis, have the time of your life. This is a story you'll tell your grandkids. So I'd say
100%.
just go for it. I mean, if you're getting a $9,000 redemption, like why even think, right? But the 425,000 points are absolutely worth it for something like that. I think do like the redemption should be all about stories worth telling. So if you feel that makes you happy, go for it.
100% definitely I would recommend do the St. Regis.
Cool. Let's come to the next one. Um, okay. Is it advisable to upgrade from Amex Platinum Travel to Platinum Charge if spend is more in excluded category?
I don't think so, buddy, because if your spends is more in restricted categories, PC won't help you. Number one. Secondly, just remember that when you move from PT to PC, uh, I think it's mentioned in the terms and condition line number 20 or 21 point that the platinum travel doesn't get closed. So you can confirm that in the TNC document before applying for it. But if you do get it, that doesn't mean your plat travel will get closed. But the plat travel plus plat charge can be a very deadly combination, right? So think about it from
Exactly.
that lens.
Very well said, Jima. I think you should just go ahead and apply for a plat charge. I think that is like a solid combination, and people don't get it. But 20,000 of Amazon Pay every month via Shopwise, 20,000 of Amazon Shopping every month via Shopwise, 20,000 of Amazon Fresh every month via Shopwise, and then they have Swiggy, Zomato, a bunch of others, Air India, 10x. All of these, like if your spends are high, make it extremely rewarding. And then, of course, we've already discussed how Hilton and Virgin can help. So don't think about this as an either or, think about this as an and do this only if you have the means and the spend to justify. Because काफी लोग ना ले लेते हैं and then it's tricky for them to spend. So then don't do that. Be very, very calculated and work accordingly. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Uh, With Amex points, I generally hear redemptions for Europe flights, but what if I want to maximize flights to Asian? Nihal, I think we discussed this, right? There's Cathay Pacific, there's KrisFlyer. Both of these are fantastic programs which will unlock insane value for Asia. So absolutely feel free to use this. What are the best option for either hotel or flight? I have 2.5 lakh MR points and 175,000 Infinia points. यार आप कुबेर के खजाने में बैठे हो यार. I'd say अगर इतने points है तो go somewhere. I think काफी कुछ कर सकते हो. I think like the world is your oyster, right? Just pick a destination. आप कहाँ जाना चाहते हो and then work backwards. ऐसे मत सोचो कि मैं कहाँ जाऊं. आप ये सोचो कि आप कहाँ जाना चाहते हो. Like what is the place that will make you happy? The flight and hotel are the means and the medium to kind of get you there. So like for example, 2.5 lakh Amex points है तो Maldives 5 nights आपका आराम से हो जाएगा. If you also want to do a boutique experience like an Al Mahar Dubai, I think 2 nights can potentially be done there also. Like Dhimant recently did the Ritz Carlton in Bali, right? I think that is again it's steep. It's maybe 1.2 to 1.3 lakhs a night, but it's a story that you will say for a long, long time. Similarly, there is like if you want to go to Japan, then there is the Ritz Carlton Reserve, Hokkaido, which is in Niseko village. There are only 7 Ritz Carlton reserves in the world. So think about that if you want to do. अगर इंडिया में ही करना है तो वेस्टर्न हिमालयस इज ग्रेट ऑप्शन. बैंगलोर आना चाहते हो, स्टेकेशन करना चाहते हो, प्रेस्टीज गोल्फ शायर इज अ ग्रेट ऑप्शन. फ्लाइट्स करना है, वर्जिन है, कैथे है, क्रिस फ्लायर है. Like the world is your oyster. Yeah? I think like there's so much that can happen. Absolutely go for it. Vivan, important question for Adarniya Shri Dhiman ji. Does this update your ranking of Amex ecosystem versus HDFC, HSBC Access? ये जोरदार question है, बताओ.
Ivan, I think there are two parts to this, right? So one is like that's why the framework exists, right, Ivan? Because if you remember, one of the frameworks ka anchor was redemption, partners, and miles, and the ratios. So definitely that 25% ka weightage pay, if you've seen the episode, this will become number two now versus number three uh, because of the partner. But again, it doesn't change the overall ranking for me. I mean, that's my honest answer. Had it been a core coming in, had it been a ratio like a Chris Flyer or a Qatar moving to 1:1, it would have shot up by a large amount. And if you remember, seeing the earlier episode that we did on the portfolio of cards, I mean, the kind of points that people are sitting on. You see here, this episode itself, right? 3.5, 2.5, 5, 6, 7. You know,
8,000.
exactly. And that is where I think the point is this doesn't change the ranking for me, in my honest opinion.
Cool. Next question is by Master. Does this give a positive outlook towards possibility of a core coming as a travel partner to Amex India? I think it'll happen, Master. Maybe not this year. This year, the announcement that came officially from Amex and Accor is that they're onboarding Accor in 13 countries across the world. India is not part of the list. So Amex US was part of the list, UK, Japan was part of the list, a bunch of different countries, but India is not a part of the list this year. But could be possible next year. We'll see if and when that happens. But I think this year probably not is what we are reading. Let's go the next one. Should I hold on to my flight travel if I have considerable amount of tax spent next year plus vouchers, which should come up to 7.5 lakh overall, given I don't have any other voucher card? I think you should. If you don't have any other voucher
Yeah.
card, you don't have any tax card, yeah, it's a no-brainer. You should. What are your use cases for flat charge when M4B and HSBC Premier exist apart from Air India 10x? Yaar, coder vouchers, yeah, insane voucher possibilities. Whatever voucher you want, it's there and it's available not just per card. You get separate limits for add-ons as well. So imagine the kind of options it can give you. You can get 4 add-ons, and that is absolutely crazy. So apart from India 10x, I think vouchers it's solid. I think transfer partners got a big upgrade. I think the statuses are solid. And again, for those of us who are foodies who want to indulge in new age restaurants, they now accept. I think they did 10x at Indian accent, right? So again, Kshitij was asking me if we should do that sometime. So again, like there are a bunch of 10x partners that you can potentially explore. But Dhimant, anything else from you on why you potentially
No,
value
no,
flat
no,
charge?
I I think because you mentioned apart from Air India 10x vouchers is the number one thing for me. I think second thing, like one of our friends Shitish mentioned on the Amex episode, 40 रुपए में points मिलता है. I mean, if you value that, smaller known advantages can also be fuel because both the other cards that you mentioned do not give any points on fuel. The Amex flat charge does give you points up to a certain limit on fuel as well. And if you pair it with an HP petrol pump, you also don't get charge your, the surcharge. So that may be also a good case if you use fuel, right? So these are some of the things I can think of.
Cool. Let's take a couple more questions. I have 4.8 lakhs salary post tax. I have Infinia, monthly spending of 1.5 lakhs, two international travel per year of around 10 lakhs. Which other card should I opt for?
Hmm.
Yeah, Magnus Burgundy.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Magnus Burgundy looks super logical in this case.
ज़्यादा optimize मत करो. Magnus Burgundy ले लो. Finish it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go to the next one. Kushagra, I have one Biz Black, Axis Magnus Burgundy. Axis Magnus, not Burgundy. This is the vanilla at 12.5K. Should I apply for flat charge? Or I only use Axis for spends like Claude, Google Workspace, Replit. अरे आप तो हमारे टाइप के आदमी हो कुशाग्र. हमारे भी spends ऐसे ही हैं. But we don't use Axis for this. We use HDFC or Amex for this. It's a function of how much your spends are, yaar, Kushagra. It's difficult to answer otherwise. अगर आपके spends काफी large है, that is when you can go for the Burgundy. Otherwise, like I think the Biz Black is solid.
But I think he's asking for the plat charge. So the plat charge के लिए Kushagra, I think there are three things like we said in the earlier. If you value statuses, if you travel a lot, it may be the right card for you. Also, think about if you want to get Amazon vouchers. None of the other cards will give you the Amazon vouchers, right? So if you're not going to use Amazon vouchers, the Amazon Pay vouchers, then probably skip it. Otherwise, it's a great card because none of the other cards will give you that.
Cool. Let's take the next one. Having plat charge and Atlas spend of 35 lakh annually, just apply T1. Should I divert my spends or no need to apply? Why not use Atlas on international spends or hotel Dhiman? Batao.
Hey, barabar, I think just apply T1 HSBC. You don't need any more cards after this. I think you have a good stack. Uh, uh, you can't use, you can obviously use in hotels for international spends. 5x, I agreed. But again, it depends, right? For me, I have the Magnus Burgundy. So I use the Magnus Burgundy. That's why I don't use Atlas. Anywhere that you, by the way, it's not 5x, Shresh. It's 5EM, right? So there's a difference between 5x and 5EM. So when you get say 5, EM, it's basically 10% that you get back. 4% is what gets charged as forex, and the 6% is the effective return. That's how Atlas works. Earlier, Atlas also had Accor as a transfer partner, so 6 used to become 12. It was a very, very no-brainer. But if you have no other card that gives you 6% back on international spends, then definitely continue swiping Atlas for hotels. No problem with that as such.
Cool, cool. So with that, I think let me just go to my start, hide this. Cool. So I think, yeah, thank you everyone for joining in today. It's already 12:30. It's crazy. There are 850 people who've joined us today, which is across YouTube and Twitter. I see 490 people right now on YouTube, and I see across three different handles, which is mine, Dimant, and Great Indian Miles. There are close to 350 people who are on Twitter. Can't thank you enough for coming and nerding out with two boys at 11 o'clock in the night, all the way till 12:30, and jamming with us on all things cards. We hope you enjoyed this American Express special. If there are any more questions, please leave them in the comments. We'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Please continue to enjoy the show. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please like, karo, subscribe, karo. We put in a lot of effort. Help us grow the channel, help us scale the channel. Hit that bell icon so that we can notify you every time we publish something new. If you want to know more, and if you have specifics about what content we should produce and episodes we should build, please drop that as comments. We will build and we will get back to you. For those of you who are not in the lounge yet, please do consider joining the lounge. You can come and hang out with us, and we have a lot of fun in the lounge. So you'll need a YouTube membership for that. You'll have to buy YouTube lounge access for that. And once you join, then you can go to this link which is on screen, pointsmileshow.com/Discord. Follow the instructions, and then you'll get to the channel and you'll have fun interacting with all of us. But with that, thank you so much, all of you, for joining in. And with that, this is Dimant and I signing off from the Great Indian Points Miles Show.
Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Unlocking journey